Yo, what's going on guys? Today I'm painting a Honda VFR800 top box in metallic blue, and I'll walk you through the full process from prep to base coat and finishing with clear. So the paints I use in this is the Halford's metallic blue, and the clear coat I used was Halford's advanced body shop lacquer. Now once you've got the paint, you've got the clear coat, you got the base coat, you're going to want to get the sandpaper. This is perfect, 650, 10 sheets. You want to start off with a 160, then maybe move up to the 300. Now once you've got all that sorted, we can now move on to preparing the room. You want to make sure you get the temperature right. You don't want to be spraying in a cold room. You want the part and the paint warm. Now on this part I only used 180 grit sandpaper. Now I don't think that was a huge problem, but I probably should have used up to a 300 grit just to smooth out any of the rough edges, but I guess we'll find out.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
Make sure to shake the can for at least a minute straight. You want to make sure that paint is really shaken up. And you also want to make sure that the surface you're painting is not cold. You want to make sure it's at 19 degrees Celsius. Anything above 10, but you want to be around 15 and above really for it to be a nice surface to paint on. So for the first coat, you just want to do a light misting. Nothing heavy, nothing major. Just a light misting across the whole part. I do kind of think I put a bit of a heavy coat on this first coat, so maybe don't copy me, but you get the gist. A light misting is definitely better than a heavy coat. Now, as we move on to the second coat, you want to apply a little bit more paint. Not too much, you don't want it to run, you don't want it to drip, but you just want to apply a little bit more. As you can see, I'm not holding the can in one spot. I'm going back and forth, sometimes holding it a little close, not too close, not too far away. You see what I'm doing, back and forth, constantly moving and overlapping. Once you've sprayed, overlap by about 50%, overlap, back and forth, and it does come out really nice. Now, as we move on to the second, third, fourth coats, it's the same stuff. It's just building up the layers at that point. You just, back and forth, 20 centimeters away from the part, 50% overlay, back and forth, 15 minutes between each coat. And then once that's done, you can move on to the clear coat. Now, once you've waited 24 hours, you want to get back out there. You want to wipe over the part, get rid of any dust on there, and then you can sand it. Some people might sand in this situation, maybe a 600 grit. I didn't sand it. I'm just going to spray straight onto it. As you can see, I've got the Halford's advanced body shop clear coat. Throughout this whole process, I have been wearing this respirator. You want to make sure you wear a respirator, because you do not want to be inhaling these fumes, because any long-term inhaling of these fumes, it will do some damage to you. So make sure you wear a respirator. When you're spraying the clear coat, your first coat wants to be a light misting, just like with the base coat, but clear coat's a little bit different. Clear coat sometimes can run a lot easier, so you want to be very careful when spraying your clear coat. You don't want to be too close, you don't want to focus on one area for too long, and you want to do just light mistings. Second coat's a little bit heavier, but still just a light misting over, and you want to do multiple coats to build up that clear coat. So then if you do want to sand it as well, it gives you something to work with. If you get a scratching in the future, you can polish it out. So you just want light mistings on this, nothing, don't rush it, nothing crazy. 4 coats. That's how many coats of clear I've done. Yours may vary. You may do 2, you may do 3. I've done 4. I think it comes out nicest when you do around 4 coats for the clear anyway. You know, on this final coat, you want to work with the edges first, then work your way in. Just go over, make sure you've got every spot. Take your time, don't rush it. Use a torch and just slowly back and forth, making sure you've covered the whole part. And then once that's done, you want to leave that for another 24 hours before doing anything with it. And then you're ready to put the part back on your bike, back on your car, back on your scooter, whatever it is. You know, enough of the waffling. Let's have a look how this turned out.
I got myself a goth girl and she bad. She got the fucking dogs, see some princess just a match. Bad bitty, I just love the way she fucking acts. I'm just in the lace and she counting all the racks. Hey, 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 yo, I'm going 80 in the whip. Trying to take control, wanna load another clip. Bang shots to your head and your ugly ass bitch. And I'm about to sell the show, man, I made it now. I got myself a goth girl and she bad. She got the fucking dogs, see some princess just a match. Bad bitty, I just love the way she fucking acts. I'm just in the lace and she counting all the racks. Hey, 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 yo, I'm going 80 in the whip. Tryna take control, wanna load another clip. Bang shots to your head and your ugly ass bitch. And I'm about to sell the show, man, I made it now, right? Sure.